Guys, in the last video, I think I was too nonchalant. I do care about poor people. But to show how much I do care about poor people, I'm going to talk about the Met Gala. That was like so long ago. Does anyone give a fuck about the Met Gala? Quick, what did anyone wear? Besides Emma Chamberlain. Go! The theme was fashion is art. Very lazy concept. Some of the celebrities took that theme to be different. Some celebrities were like, okay, fashion is art. I'm going to dress up as or make an outfit out of, my team of designers and yada yada. We're going to make an outfit inspired by an amazing artwork. Like Emma Chamberlain, she did look fantastic. Kylie Jenner looked really good. Maybe Kendall would have looked good if she wore the rings the whole time. Don't just wear rings for the picture. Sorry, Zach Posen, I love you. Did I say Heidi Klum? Yeah, Heidi Klum's thing. I knew Charlie XCX, she was inspired by a flower. So she wore a flower on her chest in a black dress. Very groundbreaking. But a lot of people are inspired by like that general thing. Take a painting, make it into an outfit. Awesome. One of the hosts of the evening, Jeff Bezos' wife, I don't care to look up her name because who gives a fuck what her name is? But Jeff Bezos' wife, is his name Jeff Bezos? I mix up all the evil billionaires. I think Jeff Bezos is the Amazon guy, right? The bald Amazon guy, that's Jeff. He's bald and you're a billionaire, pay for some hair. That is the point. His wife, I think, didn't they funded the Met Gala, or they bought the tables, or they made it so that they were the host. I don't know. I don't think they own the Met Gala now. Do they? She was dressed up, woman who has the dress strap on the side, like on her shoulder. She wore Schiaparelli, but she didn't even wear the shoulder down. You had Schiaparelli design a boring gown. Schiaparelli. Now, Schiaparelli could have said no, but hey. That's besides the point. I guess dressing billionaires is what, big fashion brands do. I don't know why I'm pretending like there's a soul in anything under this capitalist society. Oh, some people decided that fashion is art, so they could talk about any kind of art. So they were like Sabrina Carpenter.
I think I heard someone yodel. Is that what you're doing? I don't like it. That's your culture, is yodeling? Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird.
Was wearing like the movies. She was wearing film from the movie Sabrina. Have you seen Sabrina? Neither have I. But maybe it's a good movie because she wore it. I feel like a lot of people are very culturally insensitive at Coachella often. Even way back when they would wear the hairdresses, right? The indigenous hairdresses. And now they just yell at people that pay to listen to them sing and make fun of their culture directly. So, in a way, at least they're not pretending like they gave a fuck anymore. She could have made fun of your culture in a traditional headdress. So, things have gotten better. Who else did something like that? Like, they did another artwork that wasn't... Oh, yeah, I guess, like, the Heat of Ivory boy, Hudson Williams. I do love Heat of Ivory, so I am a little biased. But I think they were inspired by, like, Black Swan, right? That's a dance. So, or maybe they were inspired by Black Swan, the movie, more. I don't know, whichever. But they were inspired by Black Swan. Could you tell looking at it? No. Allegedly, the eyeshadow was supposed to be about that. And, I'm not going to make fun of the eyeshadow because I feel bad for the makeup artist. I wonder if the makeup artist has spoken up about it. If they do, I'm going to put a clip in of them speaking about it because it probably would suck that you're doing makeup for, like, one of the biggest celebrities right now are the Heat of Ivory boys, right? You're doing the makeup for the Met Gala, one of the most notoriously viewed red carpet, and everyone's just saying, hey, here I am doing the same eyeshadow look but better. Art is subjective, yada yada yada. I watched like his Get Ready With Me, I think it was on Harper's Bazaar or something, and it was supposed to be messy. So hey, it's kind of fun. At least I will say one positive. You can tell I'm reaching for things. I did not like this outfit. I thought Balenciaga was canceled. I'm joking. I know that nobody gives a fuck. We're going to talk about Balenciaga later. Trust. Throw a cape on something. It's not just a guy in a tux. It's a guy in a tux with a cape, which is kind of effeminate if you really think about it. And so now that means he's woke. Let's start celebrating guys in ugly outfits, because they could have just worn a tux. We all have to start from somewhere. Whatever. I'm sorry. In my opinion, no one's allowed to have opinions anymore. Oh my gosh, who do I sound like? Everybody. Everybody in the internet that has an opinion complaining. And then we have the other way people viewed fashion is art, and they said it like that's just the sentence. Fashion is art. I think one example would be Janelle Monáe. Was that based on something? If it was based on something, I've not seen that art piece or whatever. Maybe you could even say the bubble dress that Olympics winner wore. What was she wearing? It was not Schiaparelli. It was not Iris Van Herpen. It was fashion is art. Full sentence, which is cool. Now, I think if anyone did a little bit more reading, sometimes the Met Gala theme and the actual exhibits doesn't line up perfectly. But if I was able to go to the Met Gala, I think I would also base what I'm doing off of the exhibits. And almost every time it comes with a book, it comes with something. It comes with something to study upon. I don't know if everyone's studying. The exhibit itself was about like bodies. Like how bodies are seen in art. So it's talking about people with disabilities, people that are aging, plus sizes, little people, or elements like that makes us think of the human body differently and how it's viewed differently when it comes to art, like paintings or sculpture or film or dance, right? The name of that woman, she's a designer. They design a lot of corsetry stuff that isn't meant to be suck you in, like, oh, now I'm a size smaller. It's like the point is what's not sucked in. So if your waist is sucked in so much, now your hips all out and so is your bust. If you have ribbon drawn around your arm real tight, the parts that are tight, but then the rest of the arm is like bulging out. Bulging is a good way, like overflowing skin and body and muscle and fat and all that stuff. It's really interesting work. A lot of their stuff was seen in the exhibit, which is ironic because, Ozempic. So many people were wearing corsets at the Met Gala, and none of them used corsets in the way that the exhibit used it. It was all just to look smaller. Like, if that's how you're comfortable being in your body, then who am I to judge? I just find it interesting, maybe like think outside of the element. I think only a few people thought of the Met when it came to the actual exhibits. Like Bad Bunny's probably the most obvious one because he literally wore makeup that made him look old and still fine to me. Yo, if I gotta rate, I'll rate Bad Bunny. Is he still dating Kendall Jenner? Some people argued Beyonce was kind of like that because she was wearing a skeleton. And when you die, when you age, you become skin and bones. I think we're kind of reaching, guys. Because when you age, do you also grow feathers? But maybe, I don't know. I actually didn't do a lot of research on what Beyonce was wearing. Mainly because everything's behind a paywall. But I know it was designed by the guy from Balmain. I don't think he's still part of Balmain. Some people said it was inspired by a painting. Some people said it was inspired by aging. That's why I'm flippant on it in the video originally. Some people are saying it's inspired by Creole culture. Okay, here it is. It's probably inspired by R3, but this is the artwork people are saying it is inspired by. Everything is entered on the big screen, I'm sure. There's also a 39-minute video that I could be watching. That I'm sure is all AI generated bullshit. The only way a black woman can be this famous is if she is working with the devil. Okay. I think she looks very beautiful, as she always does. Her makeup, her hair was gorgeous. I just was like, does this all connect? I think the headdress makes more sense than the feathers, but the feathers make it more grand, so I understand why it was added or why it was a part of the dress or the outfit or whatever. One thing that did piss me off is, because this happens to Beyonce often whenever she comes outside, and I don't know who keeps letting this happen to our girl. If you look to the corset a little bit lower, when the corset meets the dress, it was kind of fucked up. And I hate that because something very similar happened when she was at the Grammys, with Megan Thee Stallion, way back, 2021 or something. Do you guys remember that? Me and Blue, we don't fuck with that. That's why Blue kept those sunglasses on all night. All night long. With that being said, a lot of people didn't go to the Met. Like the Hadid sisters, they did not show up, probably because of Jeff Bezos. A lot of people were like, we're not going to go to Amazon or Jeff Bezos' Met Gala, which I think is very respectable. I think it's very respectable when multimillionaires boycott going to a party. I feel like if you weren't going to go to the Met Gala there, it's cool that they went to the other Met Gala. There was a workers' gala that happened that showed smaller or more independent fashion designers' work. And I think Melissa from Abbott Elementary, and I don't remember the other person who was there. It was not two Abbott Elementary people, was it? It was Melissa from Abbott Elementary, and it was someone else. And I cannot, oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure I'm showing a picture. Guys, I just want to say I have not been sleeping well. So if I don't remember anything, that's why. I don't sleep anymore. I just sit in my bed and toss and turn, and I mean, that's what I do. This ponytail is like fucking pulling me back. Anyways, that was actually, I think, more interesting. I feel like it does take a lot to wow people in fashion in general because everything has been done. I think the most wowy things I saw was the amount of people that AI'd themselves to the Met Gala. On the day of the Met Gala, my mom was like, oh, are you watching the Met Gala? And I was like, of course I am. I love keeping up with the outfits and all that stuff. And she proceeds to say, what do you think of these outfits? She texted me like 6 AI generated images. And, you know, she doesn't know it's AI generated because no one will force to admit. The force tag doesn't say this is AI generated, which I think it should because it confuses people. I knew it was AI generated because I was like, Gigi Hadid was not there. And she showed me a lot of celebrities. I was like, that celebrity was not there. That celebrity was not there. And I saw this celebrity's outfit already and it was not that. Like it showed Anne Wintour. And I was like, Anne Wintour would never wear this. Anne Wintour wears feathers and floral. Are AI generated. But there was this one thing, and it was like, the photo wasn't perfect, so I could tell probably a real background picture at some point. You know how you can AI generate it into an actual photo? I was like, this is probably a real picture at some point because the people in the background weren't as uniform. But the person in the actual image themselves, I was like, who is this nobody? Do I know this person? Like, is she a model? Like, I usually keep up with models. Like, I usually know models. I'm like, I don't think that's a model I know. Maybe she's a poet or a writer or a politician. A black politician invited to the Met Gala. It's not 2012 anymore. That doesn't happen. Or 2016 or whatever when we started doing that. I feel like most politicians know better than to go to the Met Gala if you're a liberal, at least. And if she's black, I would assume. So I was like, she can't be a politician. It was a black person in the image. I was like, she can't be a politician. Maybe she's like a poet. Because you remember when is her name Amanda? Insert last name here, I can't think of it, but she was invited to the Met. I was like, is this like a poet or something? And I just don't know. Like authors at the moment, like all I read is gay smut. So maybe some of the new fierce poets, authors out there have left me. Who is this person? I finally hunted down the tweet that was not attached to the photo. I was like, really, gone? Maybe it was, and I just don't know how to work Twitter. Because I'm not on that hellhole of a website. But he eventually scroll down. She's like, and this is what I love about AI. Because it offers you the opportunity to create something that came from my mind right away and to put it out there. That's what pen and paper is, sweetie. You just described the pen and paper, except the pen and paper doesn't take away running water from a poor family in the middle of Tennessee. Like, what are you talking about, girl? What? Are you stupid? You just can't draw. So instead, you wanted to Photoshop your face onto an AI body, onto a dress that also doesn't even fit the theme. You're wearing a rainbow dress, honey. You think you're inspired? You're like, my brain went straight to the paper. Your brain was uninspired. Also, the AI is not creating anything. It takes work that already exists and puts it on a screen. AI is not creating anything. And we know that. I hate when people try to put AI and fashion together. AI and fashion is not new. H&M and Zara have been using AI and fashion to help design their clothes since I think it came out in like 2018. I read it. I read this like years ago when I still was working at H&M, and I read it was like an article I think from 2018, but I read it in like 2021 or something like that, when I was working at H&M. Because when you do truck at H&M and you're looking at some of the clothes for the men's section, you're like, what? No, there's no one way someone typed this and put this on a t-shirt. It makes no sense. Oh, it was AI generated. That's why. That's how they keep up with trends so much. They don't have to design anything. They just get AI to help literally take what's off of the runways, and then they put it on a mannequin, and then they just size it up because it's not actually body inclusive. They just size it up. As we know, depending on your size, you're like, why is it extra large? Why does the bust not fit for an extra large? You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So Urban Outfitters. Oh my gosh. Urban Outfitters, like, I don't know. The clothes at Urban Outfitters is made for mannequins. Like, every dress, I think maybe the tops at Urban Outfitters are cute, but any dress I ever got from the sale section, let's be real, from Urban Outfitters is like a fucking mess. Unless if it's like literally stretchy, cheap fabric. Also, it is cheap. Like, so many times you get that and it's like polyester, the strings are already flying all out of the place. I'm like, what the fuck? And the bust is all fucked up. And then it's also really cut for your hips, so your hips look baggy. Like, your hips look baggy in a slim dress. There's very few things from Urban Outfitters that I kept when I was cleaning out my closet. I think I kept 2 items, and I will never be shopping there again, at least never for clothing, because it's just not good. Because it's AI generated, as is most fast fashion. So I'm like, when you mention AI, allegedly, the article was Zara and H&M. I don't know about Urban Outfitters, but I would assume it's doing what every other fast fashion brand is doing. Anyways, when you want to bring AI in fashion, I'm like, you're talking about fast fashion. You're not talking about designing. You're not talking about being innovative, which is what you kind of have to do when it comes to clothing. Working with the different tools. Like, a great example is, oh my gosh, his name is losing me, but he makes all of his dresses go super trendy. And every single time he drops something, it ends up on TikTok shop, and you get some like cheap replica. He does care about the curve of the hip, the curve of the bust, and specifically how working with super thin fabric and super heavy fabric and jersey material and sometimes polyester he describes it very well, but how you have to kind of be innovative when it comes to combining different types of fabrics together so it doesn't pull weird if someone has wide hips. Like, you're not going to get that from AI because it can't think that far ahead. And neither can you. So you've made a fake dress and you photoshopped yourself at a place where you've never been. Am I supposed to applaud that? The only people that are liking it is because they don't know that it's not real. You're celebrating a lie. OMG, lame as fuck. This is another thing. Like, if she was so inspired by the Met Gala, you know, and the theme and everything, I was just so inspired. Also, the Met Gala and the theme and everything, that stuff was announced months ago. You could have actually designed, there were designers on TikTok that said, this is what I would have worn to the Met Gala. And they actually made something. That's more interesting than saying, this is what I came up with 30 minutes while I was watching everything on Twitter. I'm like, what? You fucking loser? Dead ass, you fucking loser. Anyways, all of them, everyone who photoshopped themselves there or AI'd themselves there or didn't even bother to use Photoshop. Well, I know Photoshop is pretty much just AI these days too, but besides the point. They could have drawn, if you wanted to do something quick and fast, like I said in the beginning, pen and paper or colored pencils and paper, and sketched a design of a great design of what you would wear to the Met Gala. If you don't have the skill set to do that, okay, but don't pretend like showing your AI creation, derived creation, is creative, because it's not. Example, once again, of a sketch we actually saw was Balenciaga. They actually sketched the design that Hudson Williams was gonna wear. Once again, Balenciaga, is that really what I'm using for a positive example? I do always find it funny whenever we see the sketches of stuff, of a design, and then when it's on an actual person, I'm like, this sketch is designed for someone who has a 6-inch neck. You know what I mean? And who has the most slender shoulders. That Hudson Williams does not look like this sketch. And because of that, the proportions were a bit off when you actually saw it on him. I did not like the dress at all. I mean, the outfit at all. I also wasn't crazy about the sketch. Maybe they should stick to drawing like BDSM clothing for children or whatever they were doing beforehand. I don't know. We don't care that Balenciaga was canceled anymore. I'm excited to see the next Mud show. They didn't show since then. I'm sure they have, but Kanye West wasn't in it, so maybe it just wasn't as big of a deal. At the end of the day, if I was ever invited to the Met Gala, would I go? 100%. And I would be on theme. And I would watch all of the videos calling my outfit ugly as well. And I would probably respond to all of them on Instagram, and my Instagram story on private, on close friends Instagram story. But also, I'd probably have the Emma Chamberlain edit and just wear good outfits. What would you have worn at the Met Gala? Would you have, how about this? Actually, let's make this, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. You have a couple of questions to answer. First question, how would you take the theme? Would you say like fashion is arts, like that's a full statement, and just wear some crazy like artsy outfits? Would you take fashion as arts more from the exhibit and do something like the bodies thing? We talked about the bodies, the aging, like the Bad Bunny, Beyonce representation thing. Or would you have done fashion as arts, thought of an arts piece, and then made that into an outfit? You know what I'm saying? Or would you have just done what Connor Stories did and just wear like matching outfits with Kamala Harris? That was kind of fierce also. That was actually fierce. I thought, like, people were like clowning it. I actually thought it was funny. I was like, they both do have great taste. Like, Kamala Harris dresses well. If I ever accidentally was matching with Kamala Harris, I'd be like, okay, I'm on the right track. Is Tiffany & Co. blood diamonds or not? So those are all your questions. How would you dress? How would you take the Met Gala theme? And then what would you wear, right? Those two, that's a question with 2 points. You know how when you got assignments, you had one question, but the one question would have like 3 different answers. So 1 question, 2 answers, okay? Question 2, Tiffany & Co., is that blood diamonds or no? I just want to know. I'm woke now. Vintage or lab grown only is what I would say if I could afford diamonds.